Welcome into another edition of SC Checks In. We've got a very special guest, former Southeastern football player, Franky Okafor. Franky, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Seth?
I'm good, man. Just getting ready for the fall, getting ready for sports to get back, and hopefully getting ready for some normalcy around here.
Here.
So Franky played for Southeastern, first team All, Great American Conference selection. One of the very few athletes that got to continue his career after playing. When Franky got done playing here, signed with the Arizona Cardinals. Franky, you want to tell us about your experiences here at Southeastern, kind of what brought you to Southeastern and kind of elaborate on that?
Well, first off, my experience at Southeastern was amazing. I had probably the best 2 years that anybody could have ever had there. Take it back to December 2013. I just got done playing ball, JUCO ball, graduated, and I'm in my dorm room. I get a call. It's the new head coach at Southeastern Oklahoma State, and he's like, "Hey, this is Coach Atterbury. I saw your film. We had some coaches come out to watch your practice a couple of weeks ago. We really like you. We would love to get you on a visit." Obviously, I said, "Yeah, I would love to come on a visit." It was going to be a tough decision, though. I loved my visit. I came on a visit during Christmas break, so there wasn't much going on, but I didn't really care much about that. I was there for football. I loved Coach Atterbury's vibe. I thought he was a real man's man. I saw him as a good leader. I could play under him, for him. I thought the town was a bit small. I grew up in the city in Arlington, Texas, but I got used to being in a small town because I was in JUCO. I was at Athens. So that really wasn't too much of a problem. And it's not. I mean, the town of Durant is an amazing place. The people are amazing. So that really wasn't too much of a problem. What made the decision hard was I had other offers that were D1 offers. And, any kid that's going to college or in college, going from JUCO to university, you want to go D1. And I told Coach Atterbury, I really love the school here. I love the improvements that you have in that you're planning to do in the next couple of years. I like you as a person, but I'm going D1.
Right.
And he understood it. And I did go off to North Carolina. I wasn't a huge fan of how things were football-wise over there. I think playing football in Texas really spoils you when you go to other states that don't treat football as big as what you're used to. So I got back in contact with Coach Atterbury, and he told me, "Hey, we still have a home for you here, and you're going to have to come and you're going to work and show everybody you're the guy that I think you are." And so I got to Southeastern June 1st, June 2nd, 2014, and we went straight to work with summer workouts. I was taking summer class, but the grind, just being there with Coach Cooper and the guys, and there's really nothing else because nobody's in Durant in the summertime. Nobody. So there's nothing for you to do but work and go to work on the field, in a weight room, go to class, wake up, and repeat. So that summer, I saw my game just elevate from here to way past here. And I really attribute my growth during that summer to the workout program, to Coach Cooper and Coach Warner, that and everybody that was there. You were there. I really attribute the growth from my sophomore season, which was a good season, but to who I was as an athlete my junior year. So that's how I ended up at Southeastern. And really love Coach Atterbury. Not too many people offer you that scholarship twice. So
Right.
I really love him and appreciate him for, being in my life and being my head coach.
Really says a lot, coming from a Division I to choose to come back to Southeastern. That kind of tells me what I already know. Really is this place is really special for everybody that comes through it. And so you fast forward through your playing days, you get your senior year all Great American Conference selection, then you get an opportunity to sign with the Cardinals. Kind of tell me about that experience and how that was, and how maybe Southeastern prepared you for that.
It was big. It was very big, not just for me, but for the program, for the school, because I don't remember the exact number of years, but I know it had been some years before someone else had went on to the next level football-wise. So that was really big for me. And I played 1 year of high school football, so I wasn't the kid who grew up wanting to go to the NFL or anything like that. That really wasn't my dream growing up. So for that to happen, it was really shocking. It was mind-blowing. I remember the day that I got the call. I'm at home in my mother's place, and she was working from home that day, and I'm just sitting on the couch. I'm a little bummed out. I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? I graduated, but I had plans on going to play ball, so I never really just made a lot of interest with getting a job post-graduation. So I didn't have a job. No teams were calling. My agent was speaking with teams, but that's not what I wanted to hear. I didn't want to hear, yeah, we're talking to this team and this team. I wanted to hear, hey, this team wants you, right? So I'm a little bummed out, and I get the call. I think the call came in like 3 p.m., 2 p.m. And they said, hey, this is so-and-so from the Arizona Cardinals. I'm like, well, you sure? But he's like, yeah, hey, have you been working out? Yeah, sure. Okay, we want to bring you in. Your flight's at 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. I was like, hey, it's 2 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. I can't go from Plano to DFW in high traffic time and make it to the airport. But he's like, hey, this is your flight. So I remember going across the street to the field, and I just started running just to get a little workout in. I don't know if that workout was going to pay for the past week that I didn't work out or whatever, but I had a football. I went across the street, started running some gassers with the ball in my hand. So that was about 10 minutes, went inside, showered, packed up probably like just a couple of clothes and one pair of shoes, because I was just throwing stuff. And I head to Arizona, landed probably 7 Arizona time, and next morning went to the physical, passed the physical. I got my playbook, the iPad, and they said, all right, see you at practice today. So the first time, this might be a little mind-blowing to you, but first time I met my position coach was during practice.
Right.
Like, I didn't anybody. I didn't even see a single play until I got to practice. And so it for me, I didn't know a lot of guys that played in the NFL prior to me. So I didn't know what to expect. We had great talent at Southeastern, but it's not like we had guys that were going into the NFL and coming back and telling us what it's like what to expect. So I didn't know that nobody's going to teach you the plays. It's not their responsibility. It's your responsibility to learn to play and show up ready to go. So that was a bit of a shock for me, but regardless, I've been doing this. I've been having to learn and study plays on my own for the past 4 or 5 years. So it wasn't too hard for me. I'm staying up to like midnight and 1 a.m. studying plays, trying to get all of that in order so I can, when I'm on the field, I can just play ball. I'm not thinking too much. I'm not wondering, do I have this or do I have that, or what do I do when this outside linebacker blitz and I'm number 2 on his side, you know? So it was a bit of a shock, but with having Coach Heavner and Coach Warner going teaching us how to really learn plays during my time at Southeastern, I feel like that helped me be able to teach myself the plays when I got to the next level.
Right. So then, fast forward after that, one of the things you did is you graduated as well. So you want to tell us what you're doing right now with your degree and what your major was and all that?
So I got my bachelor's in occupational safety and health, and I've been really blessed and privileged that I'm able to work in the field that I have my degree in, which is not always the case for every college graduate. So after I got done playing in Arizona, came back, gave that a few months with some other little teams, I decided that, okay, let me start working, because I had your so-called backup plan, right? Nobody, I never looked at a plan B or a plan A or a backup plan. I had one goal, and that's what I did. But having had coaches in my career such as Atterbury and then my coach Smiley at Trinity Valley that enforced that, hey, you want to play ball, you're going to go to class. I felt like my plan B was forced on me without me having to worry about it. So I graduated, came back from Arizona. Now I'm working. I got into safety. I was a safety manager for a construction company from Michigan. I was doing some work at General Motors. So I got a lot of experience there because I got thrown in the fire really fast. I had a supervisor for about a week or two, and then boom, he was gone. It was just me.
Yeah.
So I was there for a little bit over a year. Lived in D.C., West Virginia, was working over there, came back, but now I'm working with the railroad, BNSF, safety coordinator with them, and I'm loving it. I'm really blessed that I was able to go into the field that I wanted, that I got my degree in.
That's awesome. So have you been handling all this going on, the safer at home, social distancing? What have you been up to there? I see you're an avid golfer like myself, so I see you on the golf course playing. Kind of go into that, how you been handling this?
It's been fine. I think every industry has taken some type of hit with all the coronavirus and stay at home and self-quarantine. And I'm sure our industry has taken a hit as well, but things haven't changed much for me work-wise or personal-wise. Work-wise, I was doing a lot of work from home before all of this happened. I set up a little small office here on the side of my apartment, and so some days I would go to the office, some days I would just work from home. Some days I'll be traveling for work. So that hasn't been too much of a big deal for me. Personally, there hasn't been a lot of changes that I've had to make because I'm not a big go out type person, party club. So I haven't, that hasn't been a change for me because I wasn't doing much of that. Thankfully, one of the things that I did do was still open. It was closed and open and closed and open, but a lot of the golf courses nearby were open this whole time. So I've had a bunch of time to go and do what I enjoy doing by playing golf. But it's also been a blessing that everything has closed for me because now I have so much time. I'm getting my master's, so I have extra time that I can study and apply to my master's.
That's awesome. A lot of y'all don't know Franky. About this time, a little early last year, texted me and said, "Hey man, I'm golfing a lot more," and he picked up the golf clubs and hadn't played a whole lot, and he and I played in a tournament together. And I was like, "Frankie, are you sure you just picked up golf?" Because he was definitely hitting it straight and making somebody who golfs a lot look horrible.
I wasn't hitting it straight all the time. I hit it straight a few times. But I'm loving it. I'm a year and a half into the game. I'm loving it. It's I have to find something to fuel my competitiveness, because, just you think about just going to work and just being a regular human. It's like there's not much that you can really compete at. So I had to find. And then the thing about golf, you're really competing against yourself, regardless if you're playing with other people. I mean, you can hit one good shot. It's like, oh, well, can you do it again?
Yeah.
That makes me compete with myself. And then the days where I can't hit anything at all, it makes me want to come back the next day to prove myself wrong, so I'm enjoying the game, and it's one of those things you can do until you really can't walk anymore. So it's a good investment.
Yeah, it's definitely, it gets the competitive juices flowing. And another thing a lot of people don't know about is you were acting as well. And so maybe go into that a little bit. And I've looked you up on IMDb and saw your profile and all that.
I'm acting. I'm acting now. I think, when one chapter closes, it gives you the opportunity to find other things that you might be talented in. So that's what happened for me. I think I can't say everybody, but growing up watching the action movies, or like the Will Smiths and the Bad Boys, where you got people jumping off roofs and all of the cars blowing up, little boys love stuff like that. So I'm sure that I always wanted to be some type of movie star. I don't know, but I love it. I love the art. And again, it's one of those things where I get to compete and I get to challenge myself. Like, well, can you do this? Can you play this role? I don't know, but I can find out. And there's a lot that I learned from sports that I put into acting. A lot, pretty much all of it. It's the only difference is there's not a lot of physical contact. But I love acting. I've been doing it for a little over 2 years now. I've had some short films that I've done, got a bunch of things that are currently in the works, some in post-production, some that were in pre-production. But I have one movie we call Men Don't Cry that we wrapped up late last year, and I actually just saw the first cut of it, and it's amazing. So we're ready for this Corona stuff to go away so all the film festivals can open back up and we can start submitting this movie, Men Don't Cry, to the film festivals.
That's going to be awesome. I'm going to be excited to look for you in that. So we'll wrap up with this. I love that you've got your Southeastern jersey in the background. When you think of Southeastern Oklahoma State University and the blue and gold, what does that mean to you?
It means paradise. To me, it means camaraderie. It means 100-degree summers where I'm doing one-on-ones against Raheem, and we're working to get each other better. It means we're doing 7-on-7, and me and Polite are talking about plays and saying, he's telling me do this, I'm telling him I see this, so I want to go here. It means the union, the student union in the cafeteria, hanging out with friends, or it means everything.
Yeah.
Southeastern holds a special place in my heart, because I feel like that's where I really, the transition from a young man, boy, into a man. This is why I never really thought much about graduating college. And this is where I graduated, and this is where I was able to find out who I am on a football field. The number 3, it means so much to me. Everything about Southeastern, the blue and gold. Like, even though I'm getting my master's at a different school, no other school can compare to Southeastern Oklahoma State to me.
Well, there it is. The safety professional, actor, golfer, former NFL wide receiver, Southeastern great Franky Okafor. Franky, thanks for taking the time today. I hope once this ends, you and I can go catch a round of golf soon. Thank you.
I'm ready. Hopefully we can still have this alumni tournament this summer.
Well, we've been working on it, and stay tuned, and hopefully we'll get that out. So once again, Franky Okafor, everybody.